What's going on, everybody? It's Ron. Pardon me, long week. What's going on, everybody? It's Ron Brown, LMC, the People's Fitness Professional. We have it's Yisrael Bey in the building. Abdullah El Talib Mosiah Bey in the building. Peace to everybody on the check-in. Luisa Flores, if you're watching, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Malik Day, peace. We got the brothers here today, and we're talking about the etymology of the word God, the basic lessons on the linguistics methodology of reconstruction of words and historical sound changes. Let's go straight to it, brother. Let's go straight to it. Matter of fact, before we go into it, how y'all feeling this evening?
All is well, brother. Feeling good.
All is well. All is well.
All is well, brother. It's an honor, brother. Thank you for having us.
Indeed.
Yes.
Thank you for supporting the channel and the podcast.
Peace, Sister Louisa. We did see your message. I did tell Brother Ron who you are.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace, sister.
Yes. So let's go right into it.
All right.
The floor is yours.
All right. So today's lesson is the etymology of the word God, a basic lesson on the linguistic methodology of reconstruction of words and historical sound changes. And this is part 2. It's the cover of a book. So this lesson will be turned into a book. And I want to get into the commentary. Brother Taj Tariq Bey's comment on Yisrael Bey's linguistic lesson presented on Moorish Monday, April 14, 2025. Peace and respect. I want to give a shout out of respect and gratitude and appreciation to Brother Taj Tariq Bey, founder of the Moors Order of the Round Table, for his kind and motivating words in the comment section of my YouTube presentation titled Etymology of the Word God, a basic lesson on the linguistic methodology of reconstruction of words and historical sound changes that I presented on Moorish Monday with Abdullah El Talib Bey on the Magnet Crystal Pyramids YouTube channel. You see the YouTube link below. And the comment reads, erudition functioning in real time. Much respect, seeing and experiencing patience and determination applied to the great missionary works of helping to uplift fallen humanity. Many claim to do such works, yet only a few actually demonstrate through their manifested writings, deeds, and sacrifices. Brother Abdullah is indeed one of the few. Thanks and gratitude for your perseverance. Keep up the good work, brothers. Peace.
That's what's up. Shouts out to Brother Taj Tariq Bey. Peace to you, brother. Peace to you. All right.
Go to another comment. NYP talk show host, Brother Ron Brown, captures the essence of Yisrael Bey's linguistic lesson on NYP Talk Show YouTube channel, April 23rd, 2025. So I'm just gonna get into the comment. Language shapes our reality in ways most of us never realize. The words we speak and the meaning we assign to them quite literally carve our path through life. Yet, how often do we question where these words came from or what they originally meant? In this enlightening discussion, linguistic scholars Yisrael Bey and Abdullah Bey take us deep into the etymology of one of humanity's most fundamental words, God. Through meticulous analysis of sound shifts, morphological changes, and historical language development, they reveal how this seemingly simple word traveled through Proto-Indo-European, Proto-Germanic, and finally into modern English, all while undergoing systematic transformations that follow predictable linguistic patterns.
Whoo, hold on.
Yeah, mouthful.
I said we had to put this quote. I said, man, we're gonna surprise Ron. We're gonna surprise Ron today.
Yeah.
Whoa. Can you read that again one more time?
Yeah. Let's say that paragraph or the whole thing.
That paragraph.
All right. In this enlightening discussion, linguistic scholars Yisrael Bey and Abdullah Bey take us deep into the etymology of one of humanity's most fundamental words, God. Through meticulous analysis of sound shifts, morphological changes, and historical language development, they reveal how this seemingly simple word traveled through Proto-Indo-European, Proto-Germanic, and finally into modern English, while undergoing systematic transformations that follow predictable linguistic patterns.
Where can I get where can I get that right there? Oh, that's on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is you, man.
Your comment.
Oh, whoa.
This is your comment, Brother Ron, that you posted on Facebook.
I gotta look at that.
This is you.
You posted it on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube, all right.
I posted it on Facebook and tagged you in it, yeah.
Okay, I gotta look at that. All right, okay, my bad. Go ahead, y'all.
You good?
My bad.
Yeah, you wrote this. You wrote this, Ron.
These are your words, brother.
Yeah, it's your word. These are your words. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look,
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The revelation says the revelation that God derives not from the Greek theos, but from Germanic roots, meaning that which is invoked, opens a doorway to understanding how language evolution shapes our conceptualization of divinity itself. But this lesson extends far beyond theology. The brothers demonstrate essential linguistic methodology, showing how the physical production of sounds through lips, labials, teeth, dentals, and throat gutturals connects our physical bodies to our intellectual understanding through the hypoglossal nerve. As we journey through transliteration patterns, sound shift examples, and fundamental principles of linguistics, a profound truth emerges. Those who control the meaning of words control reality itself. The basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. As Philip K. Dick noted, and this conversation equips listeners with tools to reclaim that power through knowledge of language's true origins. Whether you're a language enthusiast, a spiritual seeker, or someone who values clear communication, this exploration of etymology offers practical insights into how understanding word origins enhances critical thinking, strengthens analytical skills, and fosters healthier communication. Listen now and discover how reconnecting your brain to your tongue through etymological awareness could transform how you understand both words and the world. Basic lesson on the linguistic methodology of the reconstruction of words and historical sound changes. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother.
No problem, man.
And then we have a comment, NYP Talk Show co-host, Brother Mikey Fever captures the essence of Yisrael's linguistic lesson on NYP Talk Show YouTube channel, April 23rd, 2025. And his comment is here in this box. He commented during the presentation, respect to the Moors, peace to the gods, respect to the brothers of the craft. He's basically showing what the lost word, as people say, we look seeking the lost word, the word of God. He's basically breaking it down. So yeah, peace and respect to the brother Mikey Fever.
Yes, sir.
Do we have Brother Brock Ewing gives positive feedback on my linguistic lesson I presented on Moorish Monday, April 14, 2025. This is a text. He texted Brother Abdullah Bey. Text forwarded from Brock Ewing. He is the brother I met yesterday at the Scientology grand opening. Wow, thank you for giving this amazing education. I had never realized how simple historical study could be given the right understanding. I'll be sure to study up. So yeah, Brother Abdullah Bey sent him the etymology, the lesson on the etymology of the word God for Moorish Monday. So yeah, now we can get into this lesson. So this is where we left off last presentation. So this is the morphology of words. But at the top here, transliteration is sometimes used in morphology, specifically to facilitate the transference of sounds of script/letters between languages that don't share the same writing system. The morphology of words, comparing the morphology of Latin and English words. Transliteration. Transliteration is the linguistic process of constructing a new form of a word, letter by letter, from one system of writing into another system of writing. We have on the left column, Latin words, or words in Latin, and then on the right side we have words in English. We have the P in Latin transliterates to the F in English, turning the Latin word pater to the English word father. The T in Latin transliterates to the TH in English, making the word pater father. The Latin word pater transliterating to the English word father.
Mm-hmm.
We have the P in Latin, which transliterates to the V in English, making the Latin word septum the English word seven. We have the F in Latin transliterating to the B in English, making the Latin word frater the English word brother. We have the F in Latin transliterating to the B in English, making the Latin word fair transliterate to the English word bear. The T in Latin transliterates to the TH in English, making the Latin word tres transliterate to the English word three. Mm-hmm. The letter D in Latin transliterates to the T in English, making the Latin word decum or decim transliterate to the English word 10. The letter C in Latin transliterates to the letter H in English, making the Latin word cord transliterate to the English word heart. We have the D in Latin transliterating to the T in English, making the Latin word cord heart. All right, so that's the T. Yeah, all right. So the C was transliterated to the H, and this one, the D is transliterated into the T. All right, so we have the Latin letter G. The G in Latin transliterates to the H in English, making the word guest hostess. The Latin word guest transliterates to the English word hostess. We have the F in Latin transliterating to the B in English, making the Latin word fornis transliterate to the word burn in English. The G in Latin transliterates to the C in English, making the Latin word gin become the English word kin. Again, the G in Latin transliterates to the K in English, making the Latin word gem transliterating to the English word knee. The F in Latin transliterates to the B in English, making the Latin word fraggy transliterate to the English word break. Comparative linguistics. Comparative linguistics is the study of the relationships or correspondences between two or more languages and the techniques used to discover whether the languages have a common ancestor. Comparative linguistics is applied to languages of the same family and languages of different families, i.e. French and Spanish, same family, or English and Italian, two different families, or Italian, English, and Greek, three different families. See examples number one and number 2 below. Example number 1, table 5.1, some Romance cognate sets. So we have Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Latin, and English. So in Italian, the word capra, Spanish, we have cabra, Portuguese, cabra, French, chèvre, Latin, capra, and English, goat. So these are the different transliterations of the English word goat in different Indo-European languages. And these are different families as well. Like I said, English, different than Latin. So Latin, French, Spanish, and Italian, and I think Portuguese are all the same family. So then we have another example for the English word deer, Italian caro, Spanish caro, Portuguese caro, French cher, Latin caru, That's the English word deer.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, the English word head or top. Italian, capo. Spanish, cabo. Portuguese, cabo. French, chef. Latin, caput. All different transliterations of the English word head or top. Number 4, carne. Meat. The English word meat or flesh. Italian, carne. Spanish, carne. Portuguese, carne. French, chair. Latin, caro / carn. Those are different transliterations for the English word meat and flesh. Number 5, we have cane. The English word dog. Italian, we have cane. Spanish, can. Portuguese, caio. French, sheen. And Latin, canis. Those are the different transliterations for the English word dog. And canis, as in like the constellation Canis Major, Canis Minor. Example number 2, we have Sanskrit, Latin, Greek, English, and Hindi. So Sanskrit, pitter. Latin, pater. Greek, pater. English, father. Hindi, pitta or pita. Sanskrit, brata. Latin, frater. Greek, frater. English, brother. And Hindi, Bey or Bey. Sanskrit, pada. Latin, ped. Greek, poti. English, pedestrian. Hindi, pair. So these are all different transliterations. We can follow it with the English word. So the first word we went over was father, second brother, the third pedestrian. Now we're getting into the English word genealogy. Sanskrit, Jan. Latin, genus. Greek, genos. And Hindi, genem. And we're getting into the English word name. Sanskrit, namen. Latin, namen. Greek, onoma. And Hindi, name. We're just going to do the English words for now. Ones that can transliterate in English as well. Divine, the English word divine. Sanskrit, diva. Latin, deus. Greek, theos. Hindi, devta. Deep devta. For the English word two, is in the number 2, TWO, transliterates in Sanskrit as dwi. Latin, duo. Greek, duo. And Hindi, du. The English word 3, transliterating in Sanskrit as tree. Latin, tres, a trace. Greek, tria. In Hindi, teen. The English word 7, transliterating in Sanskrit, the transliteration in Sanskrit is sept. Latin, septum. Greek, hepta. In Hindi, sate. Or set. We have the English word 10. The transliteration of the English word 10 in Sanskrit is des. Latin, decim. Greek, deca. And Hindi, dus. So Indo-European, the language family I have probably brought up the most, and the one you're probably most familiar with is the Indo-European language family.
So why is it okay? I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so this is the Indo-European family of languages. This is showing the mother language being Indo-European, and the daughter languages branching from the Indo-European language. The languages that branch from Indo-European is Indian, Armenian, Iranian, Germanic, Balto-Slavic, Albanian, Celtic, Hellenic, and Italic. And as we can see, the Indian language, from the Indian language branches Sanskrit, Middle Indian, and Hindustani, Bengali, and other modern Indian languages. From the Iranian language branches Old Persian, and from Old Persian, Persian, and also from Iranian, Avestan. From the Germanic language branches North Germanic, East Germanic, and West Germanic. The North Germanic language branches into the East Norse and the West Norse. East Norse language branches into the Swedish, Danish, and Gotlandic languages. West Norse language branches into the Norwegian, Icelandic, and Faroese languages. The East Germanic language branches to the Gothic language. The West Germanic language branches to the High German, and the High German languages branch to German and Yiddish. The Low German language branches to Old Frisian, Anglo-Saxon, Old English, Old Saxon, and Low Franconian. The Old Frisian branches into Frisian. The Anglo-Saxon Old English branches to Middle English, and Middle English branches to Modern English. The Old Saxon language branches to Middle Low German, and Middle Low German language branches to Platt Dutch. Low Franconian language, the Low Franconian language branches to the Middle Dutch. From the Middle Dutch language branches to the Dutch and the Flemish. So we can follow the Germanic language to the West Germanic, down to Low Germanic, down to the Anglo-Saxon, Old English, Middle English, Modern English, and this is what we're speaking now. So we have the Balto-Slavic language that branched to the Baltic language. The Baltic language branched to the Lithuanian and the Lattish languages. Baltic Slavic language also branched to the Old Slavic language, and the Old Slavic language branched to the Russian, Polish, Czech, Bulgarian, Serbo-Croatian, etc. languages. We have the Celtic language that branches off to the Irish, Welsh, Gaelic, and Breton languages. The Hellenic language branches off to the Greek language. The Italic language branches to the Latin language. From Latin language, we get French, Provençal, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Catalan, and Romanian. So this is showing the families of languages, like a family tree, with people, but this is for languages. Showing how these languages are related. And this is another tree as well, Indo-European language tree, part 1 is from the website. It's here, the links are on here. Part 1, Centum languages. Centum languages are a group of Indo-European languages characterized by a particular sound change in their velar consonants. Latin, Greek, and Germanic languages generally kept the original velar consonants, including palatal velars, merged with plain velars, while labial velars like the K sound in cork remain distinct. And then we have Satum languages are a subgroup of Indo-European languages characterized by specific sound in their palatal velar consonants. Sanskrit, Iranian, and Slavic languages, palatal velar developed into sibilants with plain velars. And this is kind of like the same layout. Yeah. So then we have the transliterations of the word God in different Indo-European language families. So these are the transliterations: English, God; Yiddish, Gott; German, Gott; Dutch, God; Swedish, good; Danish, good; Norwegian, good; Icelandic, Guth; Latvian, Dievs; Lithuanian, Divas; Russian, Bog. There's a certain way of saying that. Yeah. The Ukrainian, Bog, for now. Polish, Bog; Bulgarian, Bog; Pashto, Kuday; Persian, Koda; Hindi / Urda, Kuda; Marathi, Diva; Bengali, Ishor; Irish, Dia; Scottish Gaelic, Dia; Portuguese, Deus; Spanish, Dios; Catalan, Dieu; French, Dieu; Italian, Dio; Greek, Theos; Armenian, Aspats; Ancient Greek, Theos; Proto-Indo-European, Deos; Proto-Germanic, Gouda; Proto-Baltic Slavic, Deos; Proto-Slavic, Bog; Proto-Indo-Iranian, Deus; Proto-Sanskrit, Diva; and Old Norse, Guk. And then we have transliterations for the word mother in different Indo-European language families. Mother tongue words for mother in the Indo-European language families. We have Proto-Indo-European, mater; Ancient Greek, mater. I'm not going to read them all, just some of them. Proto-Baltic, Balto-Slavic, mate; Proto-Germanic, moder; Old Irish, mater; Old Norse, mother; Old Persian, mata; Catalan, mer; Spanish, madre; Portuguese, madre; English, mother; Dutch, moeder; German, mutter; Yiddish, mutter; Danish, moor; Swedish, moor; Norwegian, moor; Icelandic, mother. Yeah, so Hindi, Urdu, ma; Bengali, ma; and also Pashto, more. There's different words for the word. Different. This is the word. Different transliterations for the word mother. For the word mother. Yeah. All right. Get into some background of the Indo-European languages. The Indo-Europeans and historical linguistics. Introduction: the archaeology of language. The discovery of the Indo-Europeans is one of the most fascinating stories in modern scholarship. The tale begins with linguists in the late 1700s, in particular, William Jones, a British judge who lived in India, and in 1786 was the first person to suggest the possibility of Indo-European civilization. Jones's hypothesis opened a new door to the past and sparked the modern science of historical linguistics. Indo-European theory rests on the fact that various languages from all across Eurasia and lands as far apart as India and Iceland show many essential similarities, enough that they must have originated as a single tongue at some point long ago. Once Jones's successors began exploring the full linguistic record from this perspective, corroborating evidence started pouring in from all quarters. Parallels in vocabulary and grammar quickly emerged among foreign languages, particularly in what were then the oldest preserved tongues: Latin, Greek, and Sanskrit. The last is the language of the Vedas, an ancient body of written of writings from India. In close analysis of its text show the Sanskrit has a strong affinity with Latin and Greek. For instance, the Sanskrit word for three is treis, clearly cognate with, i.e., from the same linguistic origin as Latin tres and Greek trace. Also words for three. Likewise, the Sanskrit sarpa, snake, obviously shares a common ancestor with the Latin serpens, the forebearer of the English word serpent. Jones' simple and elegant remarks conclude in the paper he wrote for the 1786 meeting of the Asiatic Society of Calcutta sum up the situation neatly. No philologer could examine all three languages, Sanskrit, Latin, and Greek, without believing them to have sprung from some common source, which perhaps no longer exists. This priceless piece of understatement was the overture to many important, indeed revolutionary insights into the history of Western civilization.
Okay.
Finally, you got something to say?
No, you breaking it down.
Okay.
You breaking it down. So everything basically starts with the Indo-European linguistics, and the origin of where that comes from is unfounded, pretty much.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So we got finally, linguistic research showed how extraordinarily successful these Indo-Europeans were in their near global usurpation of the planet. To list ancient Indo-European civilizations is virtually to catalog conquerors across Europe and Western Asia. Indo-Aryans, Persians, Hittites, Greeks, Romans, Celts, Vikings, Medes, and Philistines, to name just a few. And their modern counterparts are no less numerous among them: Spanish conquistadors, Christian crusaders, and all the major European colonial powers. Though there are also many ancient peoples who are not Indo-European: Sumerians, Egyptians, Elamites, Hurrians, Hebrews, Pelasgians, Etruscans, Assyrians, and Minoans. Their Indo-European counterparts ultimately came to dominate Europe and henceforth much of world culture. Indeed, the triumphs of the ancient Indo-Europeans have carried over into the modern age, in which now more than half the people in the world speaks a language descended from Proto-Indo-European. Part 2, Indo-European linguistics. To understand how Indo-European culture rose to such prominence, one must look far back in time. In late prehistory, waves of Indo-Europeans began migrating in several directions across the Eurasian continent, displacing natives and even other Indo-European settlers who had entered an area earlier. Scholars debate when exactly these massive migrations began. Some say as early as 8,000 to 5,000 BCE, while others put it fairly late after 3,000 BCE. But it's clear that by the third millennium, 3,000 to 2,000 BCE, the Indo-Europeans were on the move. As they settled different areas of the world, they uprooted and overwhelmed indigenous peoples, which spelled in more than one instance the extermination of entire cultures. Indo-European groups moved into India, for instance, where they conquered the local population and established the caste system, with themselves at the top, of course. Likewise, a different Indo-European group invaded Italy and settled there as the Romans. Others became the Slavs in Central Europe and the Philistines in the Near East. In every case, they caused upheaval and violent social change. So this is breaking down the conquering and colonization through the language.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
That's where it all happens, through the language, man.
Yep. So this is the core principle of etymology and semantics. Etymology examines the original behavior or function of a word before its social application, evolution, while semantics examines the behavior or function of a word after its social application, devolution. Etymology, the core principle of etymology. The core principle of etymology is historical linguistic development. Historical linguistic development is the evolution as well as the devolution of a word within different languages through phonology, i.e. transliterations and sound shifts, and through morphology, i.e. translations and prefixes, suffixes, infixes, circumfixes, and superfixes. Semantics, the core principle of semantics. The core principle of semantics is compositionality, a complex expression derived from the meanings of its individual parts and how they are combined. This principle explains how people can understand Black vernacular English or slang. Example, you have the word plus the object plus concept, which equals reality. So we have the word apple plus the object that we call apple, which is the concept in our mind. We'll see that object with that word together creating a reality. And the same as the word, seeing the word creating a concept. If I say, can you get me an apple? Right? The word apple, that's the word plus the concept in your mind. You would have to know what you're looking for to find that object, which would create reality. So a more detailed breakdown on the differences between etymology and semantics on the next page.
This is it right here, man. This is the root of a lot of problems, and this could solve a lot of problems,
Indeed. Yeah. This is etymology.
What way, Brother Ron, do you think you can solve a lot of problems?
I think the conflicts that we have in our community, let's just start there. Just family issues, friendship issues, relationship issues. I think the root of a lot of our relationship issues is poor education because of poor communication. So it's the language.
Yeah.
And that's just one thing. I could go on and on and on and on and on about language and complications we have with not understanding language, the tones we use, semantics, the etymology of words. So we could just start there because, when we talk about our community, right? Let's say the main issue we talk about with our community, we say it's hard for us to unify. That's like the main thing, the main issue, right? I personally believe, right, in poor communication because of poor education. That's my whole point. So it's like we can't possibly unify if I say something in a particular tone and use particular words, and you view them or you hear them in a different way, you take them a different way, and then that communication is thrown out the window. And sometimes you can have a conversation with somebody and they won't tell you right then and there that they were offended or they didn't like the way you said something, but they'll go and let that linger, and then all of a sudden now you guys have an issue you never even knew about it. And that's just one small piece. That could be a relationship between you and a friend, you and your mom, you and whoever. But I think that was the main thing. If you can control the people's education, you can control their communication, and their ability to work together is out the window.
Yeah.
I could go on and on, but I'm gonna let the brother go.
Yeah, a whole lot of trigger words. Yeah, emotions, basically, too many emotions.
Right. Where are you from, Yisrael?
From Kentucky.
You're from Kentucky, right? Yeah. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna an example. There was two brothers on here. They were building. One brother, he was from New York. The other brother's from somewhere else. One brother said something like a New York kind of terminology. The other brother didn't understand Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, that's not gonna fly.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And that conversation went left for a little bit on the podcast, just off of just a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
How much that happens a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. The slangs, people speak slang, black vernacular English.
Right.
Yeah, slang. Yeah, that causes psychosis for real.
It does, but here's the thing. It's hard to break it because I forgot how you worded it, but your tongue and brain is attached to that
hypoglossal nerve.
Right. The hypoglossal nerve is already primed for that type of language in dialect or dialect.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, it's, you know what I'm saying? People don't even know they have a hypoglossal nerve.
Right.
Right. They're not even thinking that deeply. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, like the brother Shawnee just said, in poor education becomes poor communication because of poor education. That's exactly what it is. But go ahead, my bad.
Right.
See, look at my bad. Why is it bad?
No, that was good, brother Ron. That's why I wanted you to elaborate, because that's you added value.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the etymology and vocabulary, page 13, by Professor Abdullah Bey. You can find his books on mooresandmasonry.org. Etymology, an aid in reading and dictionary study skills. Etymology is derived from the Greek root etym, meaning history, origin, true, or real, and log, meaning study, science, word, theory. Etymology is an indispensable discipline used as a foundation for other fields of study. Webster's New International Dictionary of the English Language, 1921 edition, defines etymology as the origin or derivation of a word as shown by its analysis into elements, by pointing out the root or primitive upon which it is formed, or by referring it to an earlier form in its parent language. Also, an account setting forth such origin or derivation, often with facts bearing upon the word's relationships, the formal history of a word. And semantics. Semantics is the field of study that reveals how words gain connotative meanings and become, through European social engineering, the common understanding, ordinary meaning, plain meaning, and the established meaning. Linguists who are lexicographers place connotative meanings in dictionaries, and over a period of time, the etymological / original meanings and applications of words are de-emphasized and eventually lose their true essence in the general public. Because the general populace is not taught the etymology of words, the people are conditioned through European social engineering. Rewind
that time. We gotta go back. We gotta go back on that. Rewind that, man. Say that one more time.
Because the general populace is not taught the etymology of words, the people are conditioned through European social engineering to accept the connotative and distorted meanings as being the true, real, and original meanings.
That is, oh man, that's the spelling. Spell right there. Wow.
Denotation is derived from the Latin word denotere, meaning to mark completely. Denotation is the state of using an object or symbol to signify, indicate, mark, or designate a word. The objects or symbols used as markers for words are the reference. That is to say that to denote is to tie a word to its objects or symbol. The word chair denotes a piece of furniture having a seat, legs, back, and often arms. It must be made clear that etymology is not the study of words. This oversight would render a huge misconception into the study of etymology. It is important to emphasize that etymology is the study of the history, origin, and true meaning of words. Further, it is proper to note that there is a clear distinction between the study of the true meanings of words and the study of the meaning of words. Semantics is science that deals with the meaning of words. Let's examine the word nice, as a way to comprehend the importance of distinguishing the difference between the study of the true meaning of words and the study of words. The etymology of the word nice means not knowing, stupid, and ignorant. This meaning is found in the etymological brackets in dictionaries: Latin, nasius, nay, not, plus sire, to know. The meanings that the general public uses for the word nice are the connotations for the word. These meanings are found in the entry-level section of dictionaries. The entry-level section have a list of various definitions that are numbered. And this is from the same book, pages 14 through 15, Etymology and Vocabulary, pages 14 through 15, by Professor Abdullah Bey. Etymology reveals how the connotative meanings of words become the general public accepted and established new meanings. Connotative meanings are placed in dictionaries, and over a period of time, the original meanings and applications of words are de-emphasized and eventually loses their true essence in the general public. Thus, since the general populace is not taught the foundation of words, it is socialized into accepting connotative meanings as being the true, real, and original meanings. The students of etymology, in using the original meanings of words as their foundation, will be able to determine if a word has been given a new meaning. The etymology of the word slave reveals that the new meaning interjected into the social fabric of society is far from its original and true meaning. The entry-level meanings for the word slave contradict its etymological meaning. The meaning displayed in the brackets, all right. So the original meaning of the word dollar is completely different from that used by the general public. The true meaning for the word considered has an astronomical usage. The origin and historical development of a linguistic form of words are shown by determining its basic elements, earliest known use, changes in form and meaning, tracing its transmission from one language to another, identifying its cognates in other languages, reconstructing its ancestral form where possible, explaining the changes words have undergone, the variations of form and spelling from its first appearance in the language to the present time, all its different meanings and shades of meaning. So did the meaning of the word evolve or devolve? The word evolve from ex, meaning out, plus volvere, to roll. Evolve meaning to roll out. The word devolve, D, dash, meaning down, plus volvere, to roll. Devolve means to roll down. When a word evolves, etymology, the original meaning gains more power. When a word devolves, semantics, the original meaning loses power. So we're going to look at these words, about 8 words. The first word, Aryan. Semantics dash connotative meaning of Aryan. So this is the connotative meaning, the semantics. Aryan, in the 1920s, it began to be used in Nazi ideology to mean member of a Caucasian Gentile race of Nordic type. Etymology dash true sense meaning of Aryan. So this is the etymological true sense meaning of the word. Aryan. Persians used the name in reference to themselves, hence Iran. Ultimately, from Sanskrit, Arya, compatriot.
Yeah, it means noble.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the semantic, the connotative meaning, how we look at it today, how most people view it today, it means member of a Caucasian Gentile race of Nordic type, Nazi ideology. But that's not its origin. So that's not what it meant when it first came into it. When the word Aryan came into existence, it didn't mean this. The true sense meaning. You have to look for that true sense meaning, the etymology. The word slave. Semantics, connotative meaning of slave. Slave, century 1300. person who is the chattel or property of another. Used in this sense because of the many Slavs, used in this sense because of the many Slavs, i.e. Eastern Europeans, sold into slavery by conquering people, the Moors, between the 8th and 15th centuries. The etymology, true sense meaning of slave from 850 AD to 1100 AD, Old Church Slavonic, Slaveninu, a Slav. So it's a nationality. The word nice, semantics, connotative meaning of nice, 1769, agreeable, delightful, and in 1830s, kind, thoughtful. The etymology, true sense meaning of nice from Latin, ne, dash, meaning not, plus Latin, sire, to know, equals not to know. The word witch, semantics, connotative meaning of witch, Old English, weiss, female magician, sorceress, in later use, a woman supposed to have dealings with the devil or evil spirits, and to be able by their cooperation to perform supernatural acts. The etymology, true sense meaning of the word witch, from Proto-Indo-European, weg, W-E-G dash, to be strong, be lively. The word consider, semantics, connotative meaning of consider. Consider, 14th century, to fix the mind upon, for careful examination, meditate upon. Also view attentively, scrutinize, not to be negligent of. The etymology, true sense meaning of consider, of the word consider, from Latin, con, dash, meaning together or with, plus Latin, sidereus, meaning heavenly body, star, constellation. So the word consider means stars together. The word desire, semantics, connotative meaning of the word desire, 1200s, to wish or long for, express a wish, to obtain. The etymology, true sense meaning of desire from Latin, situs, heavenly body, star, constellation, plus Latin, D, down from, equals down from the stars. So desire means down from the stars. The word disaster, semantics, connotative meaning of disaster, 1590s, anything that befalls of ruinous or distressing nature, any unfortunate event. The etymology, true sense meaning of disaster, from Italian, dis, dash, ill, plus Italian astro, star, planet, equals ill-starred. And the word sin, semantics, connotative meaning of sin, from Old English, sin, S-Y-N-N, sin, S-Y-N, violation of divine law, offense against God, moral wrongdoing. The etymology, true sense meaning of sin from Proto-Indo-European root, sintia, it is true, meaning it is true. The ancient Sumerian Nana to Akkadian Suin, crescent, the crescent moon / Sin, full moon. So Suin was the crescent moon and Sin is the full moon. So the original application of the word Sin was the ancient Sumerian and Akkadian, referring to the moon. Suin, S-U-E-N, for the crescent moon, and S-I-N for the full moon. So this is the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA vowels, Minnesota State University, Moorhead. Vowels in the IPA. The technical names of vowels tell three things about a sound: the height of the tongue, high, mid, low, the portion of the tongue that is raised or lowered, front, central, back, the tenseness of the tongue, tense or lax, the rounding of the lips, round or unround. The technical names for the vowels follow the order listed above. Thus, for example, what a teacher traditionally would call the long E sound in an elementary classroom is technically called a high front unround vowel. So this is what we would get in elementary, the long E sound. But the technical name to identify that sound is called a high front unround vowel. We'll get into that in this slide here. The technical name and traditional name for vowels. On this left-hand column, we have IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet symbols. Then we have the technical names for those symbols and the traditional names for those symbols. So the lowercase I, high front, the technical name is a high front unround vowel. The traditional name is the long E sound. The uppercase I is a high front lex unround vowel. The traditional name is the short I sound. The E, technical name, is the mid front unround vowel. The traditional name is the long E, the long A sound. The epsilon, this is called an epsilon. This backwards 3. And the technical name for the sound is the mid front lex unround vowel. The traditional name is the short E sound. And, 1 second. All right, so this next symbol is called an ash. This A and the E combined. The technical name for that symbol is the low front unround vowel. The traditional name is the short A sound. The lowercase a, the technical name for the sound, is low central unround vowel. The traditional name is the short O sound. And then we have a lambda. This symbol here is called a lambda. And this is a the technical name for that sound is a mid-central unstressed vowel. We have the upside down E or the inverted E. The technical name is the mid-central stressed vowel. The traditional name is the schwa sound. The U, lowercase u, the technical name is high back unround vowel. The traditional name is the long U sound. And then we have the inverted omega. The technical name is the high back lex round vowel. The traditional name is the short U sound. We have the letter O. The technical name is the mid back round vowel. The traditional name is the long O sound. And the backward C, the technical name is low back round vowel. You can practice these sounds as well. We'll pay attention. You pay attention to, like I said, the height of the tongue, high, mid, low.
I'm gonna have to rewind this and study this joint right here. This is
the portion of the tongue. Yeah, there's raised front, central, back, the tenseness of the tongue, tense, lex, the rounding of the lips, round or unround.
Mm-hmm.
It's just showing the origins of how to make these sounds. The International Phonetic Alphabet for consonants. We have the bilabial. So on the left-hand column, we have stop sounds, fricative sounds, effricate sounds, nasal, liquid, and glide sounds. The top row, bilabial, labiodental, interdental, alveolar, palatal, velar, and glottal. Bilabial is dealing with the lips, so two, bi, and labial, lips, so two lips. You have to use two lips to make the sounds. Labiodental is the lips and the teeth, so you use your lips and your teeth to make the sounds. Interdental, you're using your teeth. What's the interdental, Brother Abdullah?
Yeah, inter is between.
between the teeth. Okay, yeah. So it entered between the dental, the alveolar is dealing with the tongue position, the soft tongue. The palatal is the tongue is the bridge of the roof of your mouth. The tongue going, the tongue positioned up. Velar is the tongue sound, and the glottal is the throat sound. Okay. So this V is voiced, and VLS is voiceless. So we have the letter B and P. So the letter B is a bilabial stop sound. It's a bilabial voice stop sound. The voice sounds are dealing with the vibrations of your vocal cords. So sounds that vibrate the most would be voice sounds. Voiceless are less vibration to no vibration in the sound or in the vocal cords. So B is a bilabial voiced stop sound. P is a bilabial voiceless stop sound. The letter M is a bilabial nasal sound. So once again, the stop sounds are dealing with the pause in the sound. So it stops. The B is a B. It ends at the B, P. It doesn't drag out. Fricative is dealing with friction. So there'll be friction involved with making these sounds. Affricate would be frictions as well. Nasal, you're using your nasal passage to make the sounds. As in M, using your nasal, and two lips, bilabial. Glide sounds. The glide sounds with the W, the W it's more like the wind. Your breath glides. It glides. It doesn't. There's no friction to it. It doesn't stop. It's in W, like wind glides. Just flows. So then we have labiodental. The letter V is a labiodental voice fricative sound. So V, you can feel the vibration when you make the V sound, or just say the letter V. The letter F, labiodental. Once again, you're using your lips and your teeth to make the F sound. The teeth and your lips go together, and it is a fricative. The V and the F are fricative, so there's going to be friction involved when making these sounds. Interdental. So between the teeth, we have the F. This is called an F, ETH, F. And this is a voiced fricative sound. Then we have the theta. Theta is a voiceless, is an interdental voiceless fricative sound. We have the alveolar. The letter D, pardon me, the letter D is an alveolar voice stop sound. T is an alveolar voiceless stop sound. We have the Z, alveolar fricative sound, alveolar voiced fricative sound, and the S, alveolar voiceless fricative sound. So Z and S, and the Z. We have the N, alveolar voice nasal sound, and we have the L and the R, alveolar liquid sounds. The liquid sounds, they roll. Liquid sounds are gonna roll. Your tongue will kind of roll. The palatal. So we have the edge. The edge is called an edge. Looks like the number 3. The edge. This is a palatal voiced fricative sound. Edge. Then we have the esh. So this is edge. This is esh. Palatal, voiceless, fricative sound. We have the G, DGE is the name of this. The G and this 3. The G is in the end of judge, J, the J. How you J. That's a palatal voiced affricate sound. And then we have the tie ligature here. It's a palatal voiceless affricate sound. For the velar sounds, we have G, the letter G, and the letter K. The letter G is a velar voice stop sound. And we have the letter K is a velar voiceless stop sound. Down here, this is called an ing, E-N-G. This is a velar voiced nasal sound. And then down here we have the velar, the W is a velar glide sound, a voiced glide sound. And then the inverted W is a velar voiceless glide sound. So this is not an M. These are not M's right here. These are inverted W's. This is the M. That way we'll know the difference. Then we have the glottal sounds. The glottal stop. This is called a glottal stop. And it's a voiceless. It's a glottal voiceless stop. You know. And then we have the H, which is a glottal fricative, a glottal voiceless fricative sound. All right. So English.
I mean, I want to address this. Hey, Brother Ron, this type of lesson is very important to show credibility in our community. You know, that we are coming with scholarship. So I just want, for those who are listening, for the listening audience, you know, the days of that's too much, and you know what I mean. We need to increase our level of scholarship so that we can gain respectability. I mean, I'm thinking globally.
Mm-hmm.
Globally, that's where my mind is. Globally, global.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's think globally. Let's gain respectability globally. So we need these type of lessons. I just wanted to drop that comment.
Now, this book right here is whose book?
This book that I'm reading, going through now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is mine. This is produced by Word Step Study Group. Yeah, that's gonna be this right here.
Okay.
Can't really see it clear on there, but yeah.
Yeah, we need that book.
Yeah, that's the first one. Yeah.
We need that book right there, man.
Yeah. I will. I'll definitely send it to you as soon as this is finished. It's almost ready, so a couple little touch-ups, nothing major.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the contact information is on there, so if anyone would like a copy, the email address is on there, wordstepstudygroup333@gmail.com. You can contact me on Facebook as well, at Yisrael Bey. All right, so English consonant sound and IPA symbols, it's kind of going over the same thing. So yeah, for time's sake, I'm just gonna go to the next. The technical name for consonants. Learn the technical names of the consonants that you just read. So yeah, let me get this back. You have the B, voice bilabial stop. D, voice alveolar stop. F, voiceless labiodental fricative. H, voiceless glottal fricative. K, voiceless velar stop. L, voice alveolar lateral liquid. M, voice bilabial nasal. N, voice alveolar nasal. P, voiceless bilabial stop. S, voiceless alveolo-palatal fricative. T, voiceless alveolar stop. V, voiced labiodental fricative. W, voice velar glide. Z, voice alveopalatal fricative. G, voice velar stop. J, voice palatal glide. Ing, voice velar nasal. G, voice palatal affricate. The tile ligature, voiceless palatal affricate. The esh, voiceless palatal fricative. Edge, voice palatal fricative. Theta, voiceless interdental fricative. F, voice interdental fricative, and the inverted W, voiceless velar glide. And this is the name of the linguistic symbols and their sound function. So first we have the epsilon, the it makes the sound in pet, met, aspect. The sound, the makes the j sound as in usual, treasure, vision, and exercise. The esh sound, or the esh symbol, makes the sh sound as in ship, shoe, fish, and special. Mm-hmm. So the CIA in special, that sh. The lambda makes a sound as in the word but, corrupt, and luck. The inverted W makes the w sound, glide, as in when, what, where, why, and hold. The turned C makes the all sound, as in law, caught, and tall. The theta makes a sound, as in thin, path, thought, and width. And that's the voiceless th. So it's less vibration. The G is in makes the j sound in judge, gem, age, and dodge. The tile ligature does not have a specific phonetic nor linguistic meaning. The glottal stop is in or bottle or mountain. The glottal stop, there's a pause, there's a pause in the breath, and then there's a comeback. There's an bottle, mountain. You can hear that pause and that comeback. Inverted omega makes the sound, makes the sound as in foot or put or could. F is the voiced th sound, as in the word this, that, and though. Ing makes the sound ing, as in sing, ring, tingle, and spangle. The ng. The inverted e, or the schwa, makes the sound, as in about, banana, computer, and consider. The ash makes the sound, as in cat, track, and black. So a little more about the theta and the F symbols. As in the other cases in which consonants are arranged in pairs, see table 2, theta and F share manner and place of articulation and differ in voicing. Theta is voiceless and F is voiced. This means that the only difference between them is that the F is produced with vocal fold vibration and theta without. The phoneme theta is very easy for speakers of peninsular English. The phoneme theta is very easy for speakers of peninsular Spanish because it's the sound included in words such as Ethel or Zapato. but it's absent in the Spanish spoken in Latin America. The voiced version of this sound, eth, doesn't have such a clear equivalent and tends to cause more trouble. Many Spanish speakers produce it just as a plosive D, which is not. Learning to do it well, however, is quite a simple task. Another problem is that since both theta and eth are spelled as th, it's difficult to say for sure when to use one or the other. Although there are no hard and fast rules about that, some very useful guidelines can be given. Let's start by listening to these sentences. Think about this. Think about this. So this is the theta. Think. That's the voiceless th sound. Think. And this ing with the hook, this lowercase n with the hook, is the ing sound. So it's gonna give that ing sound. So think. The eth is the voiced th sound. So when you say the word think and the word this, you can feel the difference. You can hear the difference and you can feel the difference in the vibration. Think and this. That's a thought. That vibrates more than the thought, right? So the eth and that, the eth will be used for the th in the word that, and the theta will be used for the th in the word thought. And also thought, the all, you can hear the all sound. So you see this turn C. Remember, the turn C makes an all sound, as in law, talk, tall. So thought, th, thought, voiceless, theta, turn C, thought, the T. Next sentence. They thank you very much. They and think. Breathe a normal breath. Breathe a normal breath. The THE. Breathe, that's the F. You can feel the vibration. A normal breath. That's the theta. Less vibration. So no vibration. All right. The theta, this is the theta. Dental, fricative, and voiceless. Spelling TH, thief, breath. The phoneme theta is very well known to speakers of Peninsular Spanish. It's the same used in words like zapato, thono, thona, sema o sinar, or is it thema o sinar. So you have thunder, zapato, theater, thema, thoughtful, and thona. For those who do not count theta among the sounds of their mother tongue, basically Latin American speakers, the instructions on how to do it are quite straightforward. Put your tongue behind your upper teeth, or in a more careful pronunciation, slightly protruding between them. Then let the air pass, and you'll hear the hissing fricative noise that constitutes the theta. So put your tongue behind your upper teeth, or in a more careful pronunciation, slightly protruding between them. Then let the air pass, and you'll hear the hissing fricative voice that constitutes the theta. And here's an example of the theta sound produced by a native speaker of English, none other than the writer Julian Barnes, reading from his novel Arthur and George. No, I do not think you are innocent. I do not believe you are innocent. I know you are innocent. Julian Barnes. Cuss. And where do they go? One of the problems we face with F and theta is that they share spelling, always the digraph TH. So it's difficult to say which phoneme goes where. There are, however, some useful guidelines. At the beginning of words, TH is usually pronounced as F when it's a function word, determiner, conjunction, pronoun, etc. E.g., that, those, them, though. Lexical words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs beginning with th instead are normally pronounced with theta, e.g., think, thorn, thumb, thorough. At the end of words, f is very likely to occur in verbs, very often but not always, followed by e, e.g., loath, loathe, bathe, breathe, writhe. In nouns, on the other hand, final th is normally realized as theta, e.g., truth, flesh, cloth, stealth. This gives rise to interest in pairs: mouth, noun, mouth, verb, mouth. Shut your mouth. You're just mouthing platitudes. In some cases, th is pronounced just as t, as in Thames, Thomas, time in Thailand. So, elements of phonology, epenthesis, and elision. Epenthesis, adding sounds to words, or elision, removing sounds from words, and the reconstruction of words through historical sound changes, reconstruction of words through transliteration, labialization, dentalization, palatalization, and apocryphy. See what we are real quick. All right. Epenthesis and elision are not reconstructions of the meaning of a word, but merely a reconstruction, shift in the sound of a word. The linguistic principles, e.g., epenthesis and elision, are distinguished from morphemes, as morphemes alter the meaning of a word. Epenthesis, a phonological process where an extra sound, usually a vowel, is inserted within a word to make the word easier to pronounce or conform to the phonetic rules of a language. Epenthesis can also be used to bridge between sounds and break up consonant clusters. So prosthesis and pedagogy are elements of epenthesis. Prosthesis, the historical or systematic addition of a sound or syllable to the beginning of a word. Examples: in the Latin language, the word natus, Gnatus, is a prosthesis of the word natus, Natus. The letter G was added to the beginning of the word natus. In the English language, the word afar, afar, is the prosthesis of the word far. The letter A was added to the beginning of the word far. From the Latin word stabilire to the French word establir, the E was added to the beginning of the word stabilire. Pedagogy, the historical and systematic addition of a sound or syllable to the end of a word. Examples: the letters ST are added to the end of the word among to make the word amongst. The word amongst is a pedagogy of the word among. The letters AL are added to the end of the word generic to make the word generical. The word generical is a pedagogy of the word generic. The letter T is added to the end of the word once to make the word oncet. The word oncet is a pedagogy of the word once. And then we have elision, the historical or systematic removal of a sound or syllable from a word, e.g., apocryphy. Apocryphy, the historical or systematic removal of a sound or syllable from the end of a word. Example: the word photo from the word photograph is an apocryphy. The word hippo from the word hippopotamus is an apocryphy. The word fridge from the word refrigerator is an apocryphy. So, final question. What is the overall purpose of Yisrael Bey's transcript of the two-part Facebook conversation between himself and Yusuf El and Yisrael Bey's basic lessons on linguistics, i.e. phonology, morphology, translation, and transliteration? Final answer. The purpose of this basic linguistic lesson is to expose the effectiveness of how principles play a role in every area of life. This is the area of words of language, learning how each word was established / constructed and reconstructed in different languages throughout history using principles of linguistics, i.e. phonology, morphology, etc. Can enhance everyday life for children and adults by giving them a better grip or higher level of awareness of their brain and tongue connection, known as the hypoglossal nerve. See image of disconnected cord below. This basic linguistic lesson is mainly important because it gives a methodological way of studying / learning and teaching, which will improve reading, writing, and communication skills, and enhance critical thinking and analytical study skills, giving birth to healthier and stronger minds.
That was thorough, brother. That was thorough, brother. From the top all the way to the bottom, man. Or that was very thorough. I gotta rewind this and go over this again myself. Tell the people where they can find you again, and give them all your social medias and things like that before we click out.
All right, yeah. So here's the contact information. Facebook page Yisrael Bey, or Facebook page Word Step Study Group, YouTube channel at Word Step Study Group, or via email wordstepstudygroup333@gmail.com.
Indeed. On that note, thank you to everybody for checking us out this evening. I really appreciate you. NYP Talk Show. Thank you, Yisrael Bey. Thank you, Abdullah Bey. Hopefully I see you this weekend. And we are out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.